Hello everyone and welcome to a new reading. Today we are the second to last NCT member out there for me to record. So in this reading we are doing an individual reading for Chenle. In this video you will see 4 sections for him, which is his current energy, his career, his love life, and any healing messages that come through. And with all of that said, let's just jump into his current energy to see how he's doing right now. By the way, a friend gave me a tarot deck as an early Christmas gift, so let's use it on him. How is he currently doing? Okay. Makes sense. So right now it seems like he's going through a period where he wants to do something new. With the full reverse, it feels like he wants to start something new. He wants to create change in his life, start a path or a journey where he's finally achieving his goals or going towards those goals, you know, making them possible. However, with the full reverse, it kind of shows that currently he's in a stage in his life where he can't make that happen. There's something blocking his path. There is something that is holding him back and making it very hard for him to move on and make those dreams come true. Now, this seems to be whatever's delaying him is causing him to not be able to take action, to not take that leap of faith or something along those lines, that there is an obstacle that is not allowing him to take the risk that he wishes he could take to start on this new chapter in his life or start this new journey. Now, the Fool is a card that describes an individual that is taking everything they need, only the things that they need, and they're just moving forward with a loyal companion of sorts, right? A loyal companion can be a spirit guide, can be the universe that is on their side, or it can be just another person or an opportunity. There's something that is guiding an individual towards taking that first step, the initial step to just embrace change. But with this card reversed, it kind of shows that right now there's something that's making him a bit hesitant to take that step. Either it's not the right time, either the situation or the environment is not in the right place, maybe he is not in the right state of mind to create something. And I don't mean that he is like sick of any sort, or if he is having a very rough day. It could just mean that he hasn't like figured out how to take that first step. It can be something a little bit more, not surface level, but a little bit less heavy. But it seems like whatever it is that is getting in the way is something that is getting in the way of his actions, because we have 2 wands here for his current energy. At the very, very, very present moment that we're doing this reading, we have the King of Wands with passion. So I do feel that this card could represent him and how he feels right now. It seems like he is very excited about doing something. He's inspired, he's motivated, he's driven. So I don't think he himself is the issue as to why he can't take action towards this new goal or this new chapter in his life. It seems like he is hyping himself up right now. He is staying positive, he's staying optimistic, he is filled with energy, he has revitalized himself. So that means that he's, you know, filled with energy, filled with optimism, and he has a very optimistic outlook that things are going to work out in his favor. He feels like he's in a very good position, and he feels like he is mature enough to take the action necessary to make it possible. So he is in a state right now where he's stable enough to take calculated risks. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to do something reckless, because this King of Wands wouldn't be here if that were the case. If anything, he is in a state in his life where he understands his impulses, he understands his desires, he understands his ideas, and he's able to put them into healthy action. So I do feel that he himself is doing pretty well. He's not going through a rough patch or anything. But if anything, I feel his environment could be the issue here. because we have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands talks about someone that feels like they're on top of the world. They feel that they have everything they need, and because of that, they can start thinking of their next steps, the steps that they're going to take action on. So with this card in reverse, this Two of Wands, and we have the word planning right here, it kind of shows that maybe his plans are not going how he wishes they would. Maybe he has already set himself some goals that he wants to achieve, or maybe he's written down like the baby steps towards whatever new path or new journey he wants to go on, and it's not going well for him. Now with the King of Wands, it kind of shows that he's very creative, and when I mean creative in this sense, I mean as someone that is a problem solver. He is able to think outside the box, and he's able to solve any issues. So I do feel that his plans will be pretty flexible. His plans are not going to be like everything has to align perfectly or else my goal will not be achieved. He strikes me as someone that is pretty flexible based on the cards that we have right here. However, I do feel that the obstacle that could be getting in his way right now could be something along the lines of timing. So something needs a little bit more time for the right environment in order for him to take action. So this is a little bit bigger than himself, and the fact that the Fool was the first card to come out, I do feel that that could symbolize that the journey he's going to go on is one that he definitely has to go through. So I don't think his plans are going to go down the drain. I do feel that it would just take some time for everything to align, and then for him to start on that chapter of his life. It's just not the right time yet. Now let's jump into his career and figure out what is going on. Yeah, I'll start with this one. So what's going on with his career? Wait, two cards came out. So we have we have Sun and Aries, which actually the King of Wands could symbolize Aries energy. So that's something that came up again. So that could be important. What's going on with Chenle's career? By the book reverse. I kind of want one more. Maybe his career is very important. That's why I'm like, give me more cards. And Jan. So we have a lot of fire energy here. We have the Sun, we have Aries, and the Jan card right here, which is the first one for this Oracle deck, has a fireball. So it feels like in his career he has a lot of energy ready to move. He has a lot of energy ready to take action, ready to get things done. Someone that has a Sun in Aries could be very impulsive, pretty reckless. It could also be someone that is doing a bunch of things at once. So this could be representing how busy he is right now, since NCT Dream has been very, very busy this year. They have been working like crazy, having concerts everywhere. So maybe he has his energy just on too many places at once. It could be very scattered. It could be it's very fueled and fired up, I feel. His career is one that is filled with a lot of dynamic energy. So a lot of things are changing, a lot of things are moving, things are going from here to there, concepts here and there. Everything is constantly on the move, and I do feel that that's why we have a lot of fire energy here. When we have by the book reversed, this is a card that could show that he has to think outside the box, or he needs to start doing things differently. So he may have to figure out a way to balance this sense of using all of this inspiration, this passion, and this desire to get things done and take action in his career, and try to tone it down a little bit, because I do feel that there's a warning here of sorts. Because when I saw the Sun and seeing it how it's fueled up next to Aries, it kind of felt like that saying of flying too close to the sun or something along those lines, right? It's like trying to reach greatness, you have a sort of burnout. So I do feel that this could be manifested in multiple ways. I don't really know what type of person Chenle is. However, I do feel that he could be pushed so much to the point that he could get very angry, or he could be pushed so much to the point that he may not be able to learn how to rest, if that makes sense. So you know, someone that is so busy and is constantly doing things, when they reach a point where they have a break, they can't actually enjoy that break because they have been in the mode of always being on the go. So I do feel that that could affect him. He's been so busy that when he has like just a little window of a break, his mind is still thinking of all the work that has to be done, and in a way kind of looking forward to doing that, but that is what fills up his rest as well. In other words, I feel that his mind is always thinking of his work and his career, and that could lead to some sort of burnout. And that could make it very difficult for him if he doesn't balance that out. So by the book, I do feel that it's reversed as a way of kind of warning him to try to balance his energy and make sure that he kind of contains that fire that is constantly being fueled to give more and more and more. Because, you know, a fire can get out of control pretty easily, you know, the saying of like, you know, playing with fire and stuff like that. Now with this yang energy, he is embracing his masculine energy, which usually is one that is constantly taking action, constantly moving forward, and actively doing things. Is the type of people that, you know, I guess, as you see fire signs right here, an Aries will probably be, well, it is a masculine energy, but it's like the best example as to how we will see or feel is the right way masculine energy will work or manifest, which is just doing things and doing. And I do feel in his case, life is kind of telling him to tone that down a little bit or learn how to balance that out, because it could fire him in a positive way, as in like he can do a lot of things in his career and not be tired, I guess. But also there's this warning of to not reach a point where he exhausts all of that fire. Now the other thing that I wanted to point out were all the wands in this reading. So we have 13, 1, 1, and 11, meaning that I don't know if maybe in his career he was given an opportunity where he has some sort of a blank canvas or an opportunity where he can choose something, and because of that right now his mind is going all over the place, because this new beginning has given him this free space where he can put whatever he wants in it. And right now he's thinking of all the possibilities and everything he wants to do, and maybe he has not found like a path that he wants to take, and that could be the reason why there's a lot of fire energy. He's inspired because there's opportunity, he's motivated because he has energy that he wants to use, and then all of this fire could be that he's ready to take action. He just doesn't really know in what direction to go, I guess. Now let's get more details about his career. We have the 7 of Pentacles, patience. So right here we have visions right here, but I usually see the 7 of Pentacles as someone that is waiting to see the fruits of their labor get fruit. Let's see what else. And we have the Ace of Wands, another one that talks about a new beginning. So Wands is fire energy. Wow. Okay, so today, when I wrote the description for the video that went up, I mentioned, oh, I wonder what's going on with NCT. Everyone seems so nervous. Everyone seems like stressed about their career and how things are not working out or something along those lines, right? Well, with him, that is definitely not the case. It seems like there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of open doors, a lot of options that he can just venture out into and get it done, right? Here we have new beginnings again, but also we have the word vision. So I do feel that life is kind of presenting to him this very malleable energy. An opportunity was offered to him where he can do whatever he wants with it, shape it in whatever form he wants. He just hasn't decided what that will be or how that will look like. So right now, the best advice that I will have for him in his career will be to continue imagining all the things that he wants to do and start doing a process of elimination. Start figuring out what he's not that interested in, trying to bring in this more practical energy, since Pentacles is earth energy. Bring this practical energy of, okay, what are the skills that he has and how that will translate to his goals, like whatever opportunities he has or whatever he wants to do, what skills will he need and which ones does he have to offer. And then what resources does he have to make these ideas more, well, make them physically manifest or make them possible. So there is a sense of he needs to have a lot of patience with himself to figure out what is the best path for him. And so it also fills up all of this motivation and all of this energy in a way that it will flow naturally to him, and it will flow with a bunch of abundance rather than resistance and obstacles and all of that. Also, I want to point out that one of the things that the Ace of Wands talks about is how it almost feels like the universe has offered him this flow of energy that has inspired him so much and has fueled him up. So it's almost like a divine, not necessarily, well, I guess a divine blessing, but it's like this divine energy that just went towards him to fire him up again and fuel him to make his dreams come true. So he could be filled with a lot of creativity, a lot of inspiration, and he's so motivated to just do something. I just feel he hasn't figured out how to channel all of that energy into a more concentrated path. Because an Aries will be notorious for wanting to do everything at once, and also for wanting to start everything and then not complete anything. I would know, I'm an Aries ascendant. Anyway, let's just jump into his love life and figure out what's going on there. So what's going on with Chenle's love life? Ow, that hurt my ears. So we have Uranus. Okay, then I'll just like the bottom, Capricorn. That seems kind of contradictory to me somehow. Not too sure how, but it is. What's going on with his love life? Actually, I can see how that could be. Truth be told, reverse. And no place like home, reverse. Doesn't NCT have a song called like No Place Like Home or something about home? It had like the singers from, well, the singers that they have, and they were singing in their own language, I think. Like Japanese, Korean, and Mandarin all put together. I have to check, I forgot. Anywho, so with these cards right here, it felt a bit contradictory when I saw Uranus and Capricorn together, because Uranus is a planet that rules over Aquarius, and I usually see Aquarius as like the rebel of the conventional everything, and Capricorn is one that likes to work by the book, go by traditions, and just bend rules. Not necessarily straight up breaking them and breaking the status quo. It's usually an energy that likes to kind of stick to how everything is. A Capricorn type of rebellion is by changing the system from the inside out. Maybe. Anyway, so how does this translate to his love life? I feel that with this Capricorn energy, it could show that he is a pretty traditional person when it comes to love. He likes to keep things, he likes to go by the book, he likes to go by tradition, he likes to go with the customs and the culture that he was raised by. He seems to be very loyal to those roots that he came from. Now, the other thing that I feel could be the case is that he may find it a very difficult to follow those rules when he is in such an unconventional job of sorts, right? And by that I mean he's a K-pop idol. Now, the other thing that I see here is that he may be very focused on his career right now, that he's not really he may be planning, and he could be the type that already has an idea of how he will like his love life to look like and how he will like that to manifest in the future. But I feel like he hasn't really acted upon it, because I have a feeling he hasn't found someone that will make him want to steer things up and create chaos in his career. And what I mean by chaos in his career is, you know how the K-pop industry is. So if he wanted to pursue a romantic life and then go beyond that into making a family or doing all of those things, it might be a bit difficult to have both things. And yeah, I was actually having a conversation with my sister about how in the K-pop world, it hasn't, like, I guess it hasn't been completely normalized to have an active idol, continue working and also being able to, you know, get married, have a family, but still do all of that while they're still actively working. Like, that hasn't happened yet in a successful manner. But who knows, maybe by the time he decides to start dating or to start getting married and like settling down and having a more normal life of sorts, maybe by then it will be normalized to do something like that. I do not know. But anyway, I do feel that in his love life, the reason why he strikes me as someone that actually plans things out, as I was mentioning earlier. So I do feel that he may have an idea of like, I want to find this type of person and I would like to do this type of activities with them, go on these dates, or get married by this year when I'm this years old. And maybe he might be the type that is even like, by the time I have reached this point of my career, I will open the doors to love or something along those lines. I am not 100% sure, but he could have a Venus in Capricorn, which could explain why he could be very traditional in his love life. However, seeing the Uranus card right next to it, I do feel that he is pretty flexible, pretty innovative, and he likes to see things a bit differently, right? He could be he is open to shift his traditional views as long as it doesn't reach a point where his core value is shifted. And I hope you guys understand what I mean. Now let's look at the other cards that we have right here. So the truth be told reverse, I do feel that he may not have all of the pieces necessary to make a decision in his love life. And with a card next to it, I think I know which one it is. So with no place like home reversed, I do feel that these two cards kind of show that the pieces that he's missing in his love life is that he hasn't found someone that truly makes him feel comfortable or makes him feel at home, makes him feel stable. And one of the reasons why that could be is maybe he hasn't met the right person for him. But I also feel that the other thing that is kind of like not getting on the way of his love life, but more along the lines that hasn't made his love life manifest, I guess is the best word for it, is that he hasn't really figured out what home looks like and what that means. He may have an idea of what he wants, but he hasn't found that space for himself. So I do feel that this could be that within himself as a person, he hasn't found the stability that he desires before he opens up himself to romantic anything. But it also feels like he just hasn't found anyone that he will be like, oh, that's the person I want in my life, that's the person I want to share the rest of my years with, and stuff like that. He strikes me as someone that will probably want to just stay with one person, like be like, find the one and stick to that. But I actually don't really know him or know of him. I think like I haven't seen interviews or read anything. So you guys feel free to tell me down in the comments below if you go like, oh yeah, he said in this interview this, or once he mentioned this other thing, and you know, if it aligns with what I'm saying, then it might go out there, or maybe I'm interpreting this wrong. Now, let's just take out more information for his love life. So, just more details of what's going on. Wait. We have the Seven of Wands reverse and Justice. Yeah, okay. So, with the Seven of Wands reverse... Oh, okay, I'll write... The keyword is resilience, I think. Actually, I have to turn it around, I'm not sure. Yeah, resilience. And then with Justice we have truth. So yeah, he doesn't know the full truth of what's going on in his love life. That's one thing. So if life has something planned out for him, he doesn't know about it yet. It hasn't manifested, it hasn't happened. Also, Justice is a Libra card, which Libra energy is usually talked about in partnerships and business and stuff, because Libra is a very dual energy. I don't know. Well, Libra is one that likes to keep things balanced, so it's a very good energy to have in a partnership, right? Anyway, so with these things, I do feel that he just hasn't found someone that he feels like tying the knot with and be like, yeah, this is the person I want to do this with. It's, oh, I just noticed there's a lot of cardinal energy. If you have Aries, Capricorn, Libra. So yeah, he's someone that just, he likes to just take action and do things when he sees it. Also, with the sign of Wands reverse, I do feel that he's not necessarily afraid of love or romance or the consequences that could come if he were to pursue something like that. I feel that genuinely he just hasn't found someone that he feels will be a good harmony to his life or will bring a good balance to it as well. So he just hasn't found someone that he sees as an equal, or someone that has the same values as him. Or I also don't feel that he's really looking, I don't think he's like going out of his way to look for someone like that. I think that he's still kind of concentrated on his career, because I feel he hasn't reached a place in his life where he feels like he can give to somebody else. So yeah, let's check out his healing messages. Okay, so we have the horse spirit with freedom is yours, the canary spirit with sing your own song. So both of them actually make me think of being free, being open, and stuff along those lines, because there's this poem of I hear the cage bird sing or something along those lines, and I actually don't even remember how the poem goes or what it is about, but I think it makes me think of wanting to have freedom. Anyway, so yeah, with these two cards, it makes me think that one of the healing messages that is coming through is that he needs to just continue doing his own thing in order for him to feel the true freedom that he wants in his life. Go at the rhythm, what is it called? Going at the beat of his own drum, you know, going at his own pace, doing his own thing, doing things when he feels ready to do them and not pressuring himself. I do feel that if he continues with that mentality, he will feel free, he will feel comfortable, he will feel like things just flow naturally. And based on the cards that he got previously, it seems like he's in a very good state for himself. Seems like he's doing very well. He doesn't seem pressure in his career. He's not pushing his love life. He's allowing things to just flow. Even with his current energy, when I was mentioning that there was like an obstacle or something for this new journey that he wanted to go on, it didn't necessarily feel super bad. It didn't feel like doom and gloom. I don't know how else to describe it. It didn't feel, I didn't feel any dread when I was looking at this obstacle that I was mentioning. It just kind of felt like a matter of life. Like that's just how things go. That's just how it happens. So I do feel that life is just kind of encouraging him to continue down that road of just going with the flow and doing his own thing. Also, by doing stuff like that, he doesn't put pressure on himself, because he's not comparing himself to other people, going like, I should be here at that time of that stage of my life. I should already have done this and this other thing. I think he's pretty flexible with himself, and he allows himself to have enough wiggle room. So if things outside of his control happen, he doesn't bring that stress on himself and go like, oh, I should have done better, or I should have done that, when it's like it's not even within his power, or it wasn't even within his control to do something. Like, so one last healing message for Chenle. I don't know why I was like screaming, I guess. So Bat Spirit reverse with a rebirth is assured. So this card being reversed, I think he's not even aware. Okay, let me rephrase that. I think he knows that things are changing in his life, but I think he's not even aware of the impact that it's gonna have on him. He knows that an opportunity was offered to him, and he is just thinking of how he's going to take it and like what he's gonna do with that opportunity, right? But what he doesn't realize is this is like the first step towards, it's like a snowball effect, right? It's a little thing that is slowly building up to something bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't think it's a bad thing, since we have rebirth is assured. It's just a very big life lesson, or a very impactful chapter in his life, because we have the Fool, which is the beginning of the Major Arcana, and the Fool goes through 21 or so cards to reach the world. Yeah, it will be 21 if you don't count the Fool itself. So yeah, 21 cards to reach the end of the Fool's journey, which is the world. Whereas everything is where it has to be. Timing is perfect. Lessons were learned. Cycles were gone through and broken. And beautiful blessing and abundance comes through, right? So I do feel that this is something good. This is something positive. It doesn't mean that there won't be obstacles. It doesn't mean that the road could get a bit bumpy. It just means that it's a very big chapter of his life, because it will give him a lot of knowledge and experiences that he just kind of has to go through to get the life lessons that he needs to learn in this life. So that's kind of what I'm getting at there. It feels like something good. Anyway, I'll leave that there. I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you so much for coming to watch this video. Thank you so much for sticking through a lot of the NCT ones I've been putting up lately. I hope you have been enjoying them. And I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you. And I am so thankful that his energy is doing well, because that brings me a lot of happiness. And it makes it a lot easier to read and interpret these cards. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!